Skipping through the enters.
Hey, this
how's
is very soothing music.
Oh, I can't hear the music. So is that a problem? Is that
Oh, I just turned it off. Maybe that's
It's not there anymore, but
Okay,
it was
all right.
it was just really calming me down. You know,
you guys really like to mess with me with like? I think it's like a planned thing where you guys are like, let's act like we can hear something, and then when he can't, we'll just act like he's crazy.
Eli, your
well,
mute's
you're
muted.
serious. You can't hear that.
Your mic is muted, Eli.
Oh no!
I'm
You almost got me on that one.
I know.
I almost fell for it just because that happens so often.
I fucked it up and I said your mute is mic'd.
That's what tipped me off, dude. I was like, nope,
He's lying.
this is a lie.
That
This
doesn't
is-
make any sense. Eli, you're somewhere else today. You're broadcasting from.
I'm broadcasting today from Meridian, Idaho, visiting some family.
Beautiful
And,
Meridian, Idaho.
Dude, I gotta say, man, springtime in Idaho is very nice, and there's a lot of cool stuff to do here. So, we gotta make
Wow.
a trip out here and get an Airbnb and
Dude,
go whitewater rafting, dude.
I would
It
love
looks
that.
it looks so patriotic back there. You got you got a folded up American flag. You got a nice, classy looking clock.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have the flag without the clock. That's the main thing. Is like you have to have two classy things. There's a whole family history back there on the on the cabinets there. So it's like an Easter egg in a movie. It'll give like people something to be like, huh, what are all those Dean Koontz books about?
I was about to say, which books are those, dude? You got some
There's a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
zoom
graphics
in.
back
I'm gonna
there.
zoom in later
Yeah.
and see if there's any hidden messages in the titles because today we're all about
Ooh.
conspiracies, baby. Did you
Let me
like
just-
that
That was
transition?
good, dude.
Chef's kiss,
was
dude.
beautiful.
That was beautiful, dude. Transitions don't come along that way or come along like that very often. You really capitalized on it,
You gotta seize them when they're there.
and you did quite well, I should say. But yeah, go ahead. Intro this episode. This is very interesting this week.
Well, I feel like this is producer Vince kind of put this together, so maybe he should intro it. But it's going to be two conspiracies and a lie. We're going hard into conspiracies, and I'll let Vince explain it.
All right, thank you. That was a good, another good transition, Dave. Thank you. So this week, I think last week we decided that it'd be fun if I kind of brought in some shit to kind of riff on. I do enjoy myself some conspiracies, so I came up with the two conspiracies, one lie, and decided the way that I'm going to do it, at least this week, is I'm going to bring in three conspiracies, one that I completely made up. The two others are like kind of weird, crazy conspiracies that were actually at some point proven to be true. So I guess that kind of goes with like the two conspiracies, one lie, two truths, one lie thing. But I developed some images for them. I developed using our friend AI some short little news articles to kind of give all the details so you guys and the people listening can decide which one they think is the false conspiracy that I made up myself.
I'm excited about this
Ooh,
because
this
you're
is-
kind of a conspiratorial guy. You kind of get intrigued by
Which
that
made it
sense of
hard.
imagination. So I'm excited about
Yeah,
this.
it made it hard to fake one because I was like, oh, well, there's so many lizard people like we talked about. Like that one's not fake. That's a real one.
That's a classic. That's already been proven correct,
Yeah.
so we can't. That's not a conspiracy anymore.
yeah, and Vince is really like making good on a promise from last week's show, which was that we were going to do this, and he put it together. And I like to just, I've already talked about it before we went live, but very impressed with Vince's artwork this week. You want to talk about Easter eggs, play Where's Waldo with Vince because he's in there. You just can't see it, so
I'm
you're
in there.
gonna have to zoom in on this one.
Also, one of my new favorite conspiracies was the theme of this one, and I was telling Dave earlier, the conspiracy, the Blue Beam Project, and yeah, maybe
Bean Project.
Blue Beam Project. Very
Beam,
easy to
okay.
say. But maybe we'll dive into that if we need some extra stories later.
So are these like are these all do these like kind of spread the spectrum of conspiracies, or are these like all government conspiracies, or a mix of a grab bag of conspirator?
It's just a grab bag of just I didn't want to pick like standard ones that I feel like you guys potentially may know already or have heard of. So I just found some weird shit. I researched a lot of conspiracy theories that were proven right and were some that I don't think you guys may have heard of before. There's some governmental stuff. There's some like
There always
wacky,
is.
some like wacky historical like stories. Yeah, so this is just a teaser, but I think it should be fun, and we can see where we go from there.
A teaser. All right.
Nice.
That's a great teaser.
Thanks, dude. I should have wore a foil hat though. I fucked it up,
Oh yeah.
and I cursed.
Hey, happy Tuesday to you, Dane. Thanks for coming in here. And are those bears or are those like beavers? I can't tell.
Those
Drop
are
it in the
bears.
chat.
They look like bears.
There's bears, and there's actually a story behind those. Dane Twitches himself, and me and him used to follow this other Twitch guy that we liked a lot. And we would dress up like bears in the game PUBG, and we'd go crash his game and just kind of dance around. And
Nice.
it actually like got kind of big, and it was pretty funny. And then at some point, the guy allowed us to join him in the game, and then we all got banned from the game for a month, I think, including the streamer that does it as like a full-time
What?
job. Yeah, it's in. It's
Why
on
did you get
YouTube.
banned?
For teaming? So you're not. It's a shooting game, and you're not allowed to work with the other team. So
Oh,
technically, we
gotcha.
didn't because we were unarmed and we were just dancing around. And
I feel like you were barely teaming.
we
though.
do it. I've made that joke many times.
Did you hibernate after you were banned from? That's a honey of a problem there, Vince.
Damn, dude, keep it going.
Well, yeah. Thanks for being with us, Dan or Dane. We'll have to jump on your feed sometime, man.
Dude, heck yeah. I'd be honored to jump on Dane's feed.
Dude,
And you can take that whatever way you want, Dane.
Whatever you consent to, that's what we'll do. It's up
But
to you.
But primarily I'm in your Twitch feed. But all right, should we get the conspiracy theories rolling? I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what producer Vince has come
heck
up with.
yeah, dude. I sent you guys the list. Because I figured you guys could read it, and then
Yes.
I'll have the image to go with it. So let me go ahead and pull up the image.
Can I read the first one?
Yeah. Well, let me
Heck yeah.
let me pull up the image, and then I will tell you guys which one that is.
Oh,
I gotta
that
tell
cool?
you, there's things are just so much better with images, especially
agreed,
AI. Are these AI generated images?
Yes, they are. Some of them are based off of actual images that I kind of used AI to elaborate on, but
well, so you're trying to take credit, basically.
sometimes I
That's
take
what
credit. Yeah. All right. So the first image we have here is entire Oregon town mysteriously disappears for 3 whole days.
I feel like it's read like 3 whole days.
I know, right?
I'm not
full
even
days?
sure. I don't even know these words or anything.
Maybe it was
is
4
that
days.
It seems. Is that what is this what WandaVision was based on?
Oh, I think it
Sounds
was.
familiar, dude.
It also, I like the motif, dude, because it looks very Twilight Zone, which I think is fitting.
It does, dude.
I feel like Rod Sterling's gonna come out and be like, an entire Oregon town mysteriously disappeared. That's my Rod Sterling.
That's my
I can't-
dream.
can't
But he
do it.
Maybe we
questions
should
it?
read them like that.
You should.
All right, Dave, you're up. That's your.
All right. Well, which one is this?
I'm gonna read mine like Robert Stack.
This one is. Ooh, this one's the Oregon town one, so this one would be the top one. Oak Haven.
Top one. Okay. The Oak Haven incident.
Yeah.
The Oak Haven incident. An unsettling conspiracy theory unearthed. Deep within the forgotten archives of a small town America lies a chilling tale that defies explanation. The Oak Haven incident, a mysterious event that transpired in 1953, has long been concealed by those in power. According to an emerging conspiracy theory, the entire population of Oak Haven vanished for 3 haunting days, only to return unharmed. Their memories wiped clean, and the truth buried beneath layers of secrecy. Rumors persist that the government, desperate to keep the truth hidden, orchestrated a massive cover-up, erasing all evidence and manipulating the memories of Oak Haven residents. Some theorists claim that the town stumbled upon a classified experiment gone awry, an otherworldly encounter, or even a time-warping phenomenon. Theories abound, yet the elusive truth behind the Oak Haven incident remains shrouded in darkness, fueling the suspicions of those who believe in a clandestine web of deception spun by those in power.
Vince.
There's a lot to unpack here, man. That's some heavy stuff.
It's pretty wild, right? So a lot of these I
Whoa.
researched, and I was like, wait, what? Because there's stuff I've never heard of, dude.
I'm wondering, what is the... were they able to talk to these people? Like, what do they say? What do the people say when they were questioned? Do they know anything? Do they just not?
We may
That's-
have to find out.
So, right off the bat, I'm believing this one, and here's why. 1953. That's right around the time that they started experimenting the CIA on mind control through LSD. So, here's what I'm gonna, not knowing anything about this, because you're right, I didn't. I'm gonna say that the government kidnapped an entire town, wiped their brains, and then tried to because that's the thing about why they got into LSD, because originally they were gonna use it for like a truth serum when they were in the Cold War for like Russia and to get information from Russian spies. Then it turned into like a Manchurian candidate situation where they're like, well, we can wipe people's memories, implant memories that they never experienced, but to them it would appear that, you know, because there's all kinds of stories about, you know, people like murdering people and then waking up and being like, what the heck? Like Sirhan, the guy that killed RFK Jr.
Which did he just die?
No, I think he just got paroled. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think he might have just gotten paroled. But his thing was, to this day, he claims he doesn't know what happened. So my theory is, I can believe that the government would kidnap an entire town. This is also the same government that would put Japanese Americans in internment camps. So, you know, they're capable of a lot. But I think that this was one, like, how much could we really wipe people's minds and have them believe something completely separate? But Dave's question, I feel like, does plug some holes in that, because how would like, could you interview those people? Would their memories come back? Would they be like, oh, because that sometimes happens too, where people have like waking memories that just kind of flash back and come back to them. So is that kind of what happened? Are there like testimonials from people in this town that you came across?
Because if you learn more about Roswell, it's kind of like that too, where there's like holes poked everywhere. Basically, like there's an official story that changed multiple times, and there's like people that like testify, and they're like, no, I'm just like a secretary that was here and I like legit saw it. So it's like you have to decide like who to believe. But with this one, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like where.
But they thought ahead of that. They're like, if nobody, and that's like Men in Black stuff, right? Like if nobody can testify to this thing, then how can it be like a criminal act? How can anybody testify against us in court? Or how are we going to be discovered? But there's always one secretary that's like, I remember what happened. I'm going to tell everybody. That's a ballsy secretary.
I guess I know their minds were wiped. I guess I'm just wondering, like, how are they like emotionally reacting to it? Like, if you ask them, they're just like, I don't know, or are they like, I don't know, my brain hurts, or I don't know. It's like, what are they like? How are they reacting to it?
Bro, you're crazy, Jim. That never happened.
I was just here eating pizza for 3 days. I don't know what you mean.
I do have questions, because I wonder if the government wiped their brains, like I wonder, do they have anything to account for those 3 days, or do those 3 days?
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
Like their own experience of what happened. Again, 2 of these we're gonna have a conclusion and proven conclusion rather of what happened. So
really watching Vince's body language.
This
here,
one
so
could
we
be
can
one of them.
deduce which one is the.
Well, don't do that, dude, because I'll just.
Yeah, I feel like we're playing a party game where like somebody is murdered and we have to discover like who it was, but in this case it's a whole town of people.
If this is real, what if they were actually just like experimented on and then they just replaced them with pod people? Dude. I mean, that's an option. Like, what if these people are just like husks of themselves?
Or
like,
now you're getting back
lizard
into the mirror. Now you're getting back into the mirror world. Maybe how do we not know that the mirror world, that they just replaced everybody in this town? There's a lot of mirrors in this town, I guarantee you.
Ooh,
maybe they snuck in mirrors first and then
it's like came
through the mirrors to steal them.
I can't with the mirror world shit, dude.
How is it different? It's the
dude,
same thing.
Lizard people, yes. Aliens, yes.
That
mirror
could
people,
happen.
mirror
Let's
people.
Let's go to the polls here. We got Peachtree. My question for this one though is, how do they get the information about this at all? Oh, my
Dave's dead.
my cameras. They got me, guys. You can see my reflection in my camera, so it counts as a mirror.
We shouldn't have been talking about this.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
I believe, Dave. I'm back.
How did they get the information about this at all if their brains were wiped or replaced with mirror people? Okay.
Jesse Ventura figured it out.
Well, I think the article,
Yeah, I
it's not
guess-
written by the people. It's written by people that notice, like, hey, where'd everyone go from this town? And then at some
Wait,
point,
did anyone notice this?
yeah, did anyone go through fucking Beaverton and realize that there's no one there?
The neighboring town's just like, man, traffic's been light the last few days.
Right?
This is awesome.
This
Not
is
a buggy
great.
in sight.
Daner Dane says, "Knives Out a murder party mystery. Here it would be Beards Out a three men involving Vince's mystery."
I like it.
Dude, this also
make a
plays
poster.
like exactly like a M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like you start with, I mean, it's honestly also WandaVision, but you start with like this idyllic 50s town and everybody's cheery. Hi, Bill. Hey, Bob. Hey, you're going to play the softball game? You betcha. And then like as it starts going, it just like people start like flipping out and just randomly spazzing because they have the memory of being wiped. And then you only see in like snippets of flashback. And then the end is a reveal that the government just did a test.
And then it ends with one like kid, like 7-year-old, like with holding his bike, and he's just looking around at the town, and he's the last one left. And there's like leaves rustling gently
Yeah,
through the
I
street.
like it.
That's what it would be.
it's just some massive twist that they didn't really like thread through the entire movie, but they definitely threw it in the end.
There's an M. Night Shyamalan cameo at the very end that just is really distracting.
Yeah.
He's like the milkman, and he just does like a look around, like,
He's like, "What happened to everybody?"
Bro, hey, M. Night, can you come here for a second? Listen, the cameo thing worked in Sixth Sense, okay? Nobody knew who you were, but everybody knows who you are now because
So
you make
look,
bad
the village
movies.
did not work, but okay.
the village
Turkey
was such a
people, dude?
letdown. I loved the village up until the end, and then I was so pissed.
Yeah, dude, I like a lot about the village. I don't know. I don't want to derail things, but
Yeah, okay. Adrian Brody, though?
yeah, dude, I
I'm an
think
Adrian
there's some
Brody
things
man.
to like in it.
Adrian Brody's over.
Another good segue, Dave. I like it, dude. Are we ready for
Well,
the next one?
Yeah, let's hop to our next one.
All right, we're not going to place any votes until the end. So that's
Okay.
the first one. And what's the
I'm
name of the
gonna
city
say-
again?
I'm just gonna say with that one, I am suspicious, but generally believe it.
All right, we got our
I'm a little
next.
suspicious too.
Our next story is the Dalai Lama is a paid CIA agent. And then look at that
Ooh.
picture, dude.
Great
love-
picture. I
I
don't just
love
off the
AI.
bat without reading this one.
Nice.
I don't buy it. I don't. There's so many other assets than the Dalai Lama. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Dave? Do you feel? I mean, other than asking a little boys to suck his tongue, like I feel
Fuck, dude.
that's kind of like a CIA move. But
That
like everything
screams
else-
CIA agent.
It does,
Yeah,
dude.
that's like straight up intelligence, dude. Crazy.
Uh,
All right,
all
I'll
right.
read.
Want to read this one?
Yeah, I'll read this one. I'm gonna read it like the stack
Nice.
because so many people know what that is.
This.
Deep within the shadowy corners of conspiracy theories, whispers circulate about the true nature of the Dalai Lama's role on the world stage. According to his unsettling conjecture, the revered spirit. According to his unsettling conjecture, interesting choice of words. The revered spiritual leader is purportedly nothing more than a pawn in a grand scheme orchestrated by the CIA. The theory alleges that the Dalai Lama, known for his peaceful teachings and advocacy for Tibetan rights, is in fact a paid agent covertly working to advance the interests of American intelligence agency. We know that the Dalai Lama has always been promoting American ideals. Proponents of this conspiracy theory point to alleged connections between the Dalai Lama and high-ranking CIA officials, claiming that this international prominence serves as a calculated facade to mask his true allegiance. They argue that his teachings and diplomatic efforts are cleverly designed to further the CIA's geopolitical agenda under the guise of promoting peace and spiritual enlightenment. While vehemently denied by the Dalai Lama's supporters, this unsettling notion continues to linger, fueling speculation and suspicion in the minds of those who seek hidden truths behind the veil of global politics.
Does it continue to linger, or is it just one person that keeps bringing it up?
I mean, like,
Again,
so
it's me.
basically the idea, yeah. It's one guy, right? And that, like, then he dies, and doesn't somebody else become the Dalai Lama? Isn't that the way that works? Like, there's a reincarnated thing, or am I off on this?
Oh,
It's if you believe that he actually dies.
He died, like, once this Dalai Lama is dead, there's no more Dalai Lamas.
But does he really die?
That's what I'm saying. It's a religion based on
Yeah,
reincarnation.
I don't remember. Yeah.
I think he
Like,
retires. He fakes
the
his
whole
death,
thing is reincarnation.
and then he
All
just
right.
swims in gold.
All right, so let's unpack this a little bit. So basically, the theory here is like he's a Trojan horse, right?
Yes.
You send him in, but I just like, where can the Dalai Lama go that other people can't go? Like, where is there a place the Dalai Lama can only, like, they're like, nope, you can't come in, only the Lama.
Sorry.
Yeah, like what benefit do we have? I mean, obviously people look to him for, general advice and whatever, but like does that really help the CIA that much?
Well, I will say part of the conspiracy theory that the AI generated story that I made left out was I don't know if it's 100. Again, I don't know which one is true or false, but it's saying that this isn't necessarily something that like current day is happening, but the Dalai Lama has been the Dalai Lama for a long time. So we have to think of like historically, if and when his political influence could have persuaded something since he's been.
But that stacks the deck against this conspiracy theory, I think, because we can look at history, and I can't look at history at any point and go, "This is where the Lama intersected." I can sense it. Like there's no like, especially with America CIA, like everything's covert, and they'll just go in and destabilize entire countries and governments, and do it pretty much out in the open. So it's like. It's only really when they get into domestic affairs that it starts becoming like these wild, whole Oregon towns go missing. So I just can't did the CIA be like, hey, we got to get Lama in there to talk to Osama bin Laden as like a middleman? I don't know. I don't see it.
Gator Dane's asking, where does he live? Do we know? I used to know this.
I think
I
he's
used to
all
know
over.
too. I forgot. But
The
he
Dalai
has
Lama
like
just is.
a base country, right?
He's not a person. He's more of a
Dude,
energy.
I'm crossing my fingers that the result is like, oh, the Dalai Lama lives in Stanton at the Motel 6, and just
what?
he's always traveling.
see.
So nobody talks
He's
about
the
it.
owner of Peter Pan Motel.
He's like, yeah,
He's like,
that's CIA base, dude. Right there.
Do we know? I'm trying to find where he lives.
he's always we charge hourly and weekly.
Dude, what if you just get the full address? The power of the internet. You get the
said
full. It's all the llamas.
Bro, we're going.
It's just Google Maps.
It's a picture of just his house, and it says the llamas on the front. That's hilarious.
Also, Dane said
There is.
in the chat, I said, thoughts on the first story? Type 1 for real, 2 for fake. We have 1 vote for real for story 1 and a fake vote for story 2.
Dane believes the first one, is not believing the second one so far. Peachtree, you gotta weigh in here too.
Peachtree
the second
knows
one's a
the
tough
truth,
set.
so she's out
Yeah.
this week.
Well, when I bring up Wikipedia of Dalai Lama, one of the things that comes up is
Whoa,
Dalai
Dave.
Lama master plan, which seems intriguing.
Dave's doing
Yeah, but
some
that's,
research,
That's gonna
dude.
be like, here's the master plan for your life. Like, be good to people, suck tongues. It's not gonna be like an actual master plan of like, here's the CIA's master plan that I've been acting for the last 60 years.
Dude, I
That
saw
would be awesome.
I saw someone defending his whole tongue thing, saying that culturally where he's from, that's like nothing, and I was like, yeah, but it's still
Okay.
Cool.
he's
then-
a worldly figure.
Then don't come to the Western world and ask to suck tongues of people that are under 18. Like, it's just, you shouldn't have known better, Llama.
So in some countries, that's not creepy.
That's he's all not my country. I'm American.
Like, dude, you're in Florida.
I can't figure out where he
Why
lives.
would you do that?
But I don't know.
Paige said, I'm
Well,
not voting
I
because
thought
I
you guys
know.
did that here. I don't know. I was.
He just
He's
fills
all,
it
what?
out.
Tallahassee's not the tongue sucking capital of the world. Well, I have the
all-
shirt.
He's all okay. I guess next time I'll just sniff hair instead of doing the full tongue thing. I
Well,
guess.
yeah,
that's-
you'll get elected if you
Sure.
sniff hair. Yeah.
Dude, he's just a huge Con Air fan.
Face off.
No. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right.
But
Damn it,
I
dude.
think we should come up with something here. Like, what would? Okay, like Eli, you know the most about this, but like Charles Manson makes more sense to me
Yeah.
being a CIA operative, right? Because he has so much influence over people,
Yeah.
and
But see, what
he's
Charles-
kind of led the hippie movement in a way. So like, what would this be?
See, Charles Manson, the genius of that idea is like the CIA is getting in on the ground. Well, number one, a lot of people say that the CIA orchestrated the hippie movement, and from there, like releasing LSD into the mass population, that's what provoked, and that even makes sense. But I think the idea of Manson makes sense is like you're infiltrating a young up and coming thing and you're doing it from the start. The Lama's like yeah, like what is he? I don't know. Maybe he's the same sect as the Charles Manson, where he's getting into like these Western kids that are looking into Eastern ideals. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Manson
Yeah.
thing was kind of the CIA finding a soldier to combat the Black Panthers. Potentially, maybe this one is to combat rather some other force from a different country that for the most part, our government has been instituting our own powers into certain areas to kind of control them. So this could just be maybe the first step of that. Again, we need to figure out where the Dalai
And
Lama
I can
is.
see that they're both like pacifists, you know, like
Yeah.
on the side of obviously my Manson's not actually pacifist, but like that's what they're preaching, right?
Well, Manson would tell you that he was a pacifist for sure.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the Dalai Lama's killed some spiders in his house too.
Maybe
I
the
don't think
Dalai
he's as
Lama
pure.
has just been getting away with way more, and
Oh,
we don't know
Paige-
about it.
Dude, what if the Lama's just worse than Charles? Like he's like, yeah, I knew Charles Manson, and I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, like maybe he just didn't get caught. Maybe he's the best of them.
But again, what is he like? What has he ever espoused that would like work for the CIA and like work for American interests in other
I
parts of
think
the
we
world?
gotta. Yeah.
Maybe like in parts of Asia, maybe in Eastern culture, maybe there's ways that he like maybe his vouching for a certain government official or a certain program or a military base or operation in a country, that could be one thing. Maybe during again, I don't want to like I don't necessarily know what is Dalai Lama Buddhist?
The Paige said she's going to be our lookup person, so we don't find any details, which I can, but he's Tibetan. So where's Tibet?
Tibet is in Tibet.
So he's from
Asia. It's
Asia.
It's like over by China.
Well, I guess my question is like, did he was like, are they saying that like, the Dalai Lama was like infiltrated at some point? Or is it saying that like the CIA literally created the concept of the Dalai Lama?
I think the Dalai
Ooh,
Lama has
that's
been around for a long time. I think
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Like
more
the
like
Pope.
they infiltrated it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, so
They
the
got
conspiracy
they got
theory-
their guy in or something.
Mhm.
Dalai Lama's like a title, right? It's like a title of I think it's Buddhism. Isn't it like a title like the Pope? Isn't it like that's the
I think it's like the one holy figure of like he has become so
Yeah.
again we don't know what we're saying, but he's become so one in Buddhism that he's like infallible. Is that the word?
He's from the Yellow Hat school of Tibetan Buddhism, the newest and most dominant of the 4 major schools.
Okay. Just that information alone adds something different. He's part of like a new
It's saying there's a new.
it's a movement.
I mean,
Ooh.
Peachtree. You can look up more. I'm trying
Yeah,
not to look too much
she
into
brought
it,
some
but it
more
seems like
stuff.
it makes sense.
She brought up that he's the 14th Dalai Lama, and his residence is in McLeod. I don't know how to say that. India. McLeod.
Whoa, plot twist.
Yeah, it's India. We're way
I
wrong.
didn't see that coming. Maybe that's why it's hard to find.
Maybe
but
that's just where he hangs, dude.
he's all my boys are, they're in Mumbai. I got to be close. The Lama's got to be close. What if we're just wrong about this and the Dalai Lama, like there's one day we're going to wake up and like Anonymous or these hacker groups are going to be like, we got footage of the Dalai Lama that proves that he's a CIA operative. And there's just video of him in the 50s just going John Wick, where he's just like popping guns and like mags and like way above and beyond anything we could have ever imagined. Like we're sitting here going like, yeah, he's going to influence them through Buddhism. And he's like, no, he goes full mercenary mode in all of these countries where they're like, let the Lama in, dude. What's the worst he could do? And then he's just like, thank you. Boom.
And then he just bah bah bah, and he just sucks everyone's tongues before he kills them, dude.
He's all, I'm sucking
It's his
tongues.
trademark.
He's all, I'm sucking tongues and taking names, and I'm all out of names.
That sound.
ASMR, dude.
All right, so that's story 2.
Yeah, that's hard to take.
All
That's
right.
hard to buy. Although I really, man, I think because that's what the CIA likes to do. They like to infiltrate movements. So
Yeah.
that would be if this is a different sect, like a newer sect of. But apparently it's not. If he's the 14th, that means that's like 14 centuries, or like, right?
It's definitely longer than our CIA has been going.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they got their guy in there. where it's
Yeah.
like, it's the latest
Peachtree,
guy.
if you can, how long has he been our current Dalai Lama? If you don't mind.
I mean, how old is he?
Current one.
He definitely looks old.
14th
Oh.
he is.
He's all, we got Manson on our side. Let's go after the llama.
Dave's
got-
just turning into Yoda. 14th he is. He's 87. He can be our president, dude.
Wow. He's old enough to be the president.
Some policies, dude. I want to see his policies on this.
He's already bought and paid for.
Well,
by
here
the
we
CIA.
go. The 14th Dalai Lama became one of the 2 most popular world leaders by 2013, tied with Barack Obama, according
Okay.
to a poll which sampled public opinion. So there you go. He's the second most
That's a lot of
influential
influence.
person in the whole world, dude.
That is a
Dude.
lot of power, dude.
Paige said he's been in power since 1940.
Whoa.
That's
Nice.
wild, dude.
He's been in power for 83 years.
So
He's
he's
all
basically
Hitler?
been in power since the
Not a good
CIA
tongue.
was created.
How old is he?
How do we know the llama
87.
didn't create the CIA? What if it's reversed and the llama's like, I'm going to create the CIA to infiltrate American values, but really they're going to be espousing my beliefs of the
Wait.
Yellow Hat Society?
Wait, so check my math here, but did he
I
become
just did
the
the
Dalai
math.
Lama when he was 4 years
At
old?
4 years old.
I think that's the way they
What?
roll, though, because I think they believe that they're reincarnations of the previous Dalai Lama, so they get in early.
Paige said, "Wait, ha ha ha." He was
was a-
4,
Oh,
dude.
He likes apple juice. We gotta figure out what he means by that.
There was a whole movement, like I think in the early 2000s, where this young kid, they thought he was the reincarnation of Buddha. I don't remember what country it was in, so I'm not going to say because I'm going to sound like an idiot. But they thought that he was like, they're like, he's the reincarnation of the Buddha. The Buddha's come back. They started worshiping him, and they were like, burn all that incense and stuff around him, and then like he started like molesting people, and they're like, oh, this isn't the Buddha. So you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful with your reincarnation.
They're okay. That one's on us. We were wrong.
Look, there was some, there was some tax, there's just some tax auditing issues. We thought he was the one, but he's not. He's just Gary.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the third one, and let's vote. Dane or Dane? I want to see what Dane or Dane thinks of that one. Or he already voted. He said
voted.
he
Yeah,
was-
he thought that
still
one was fake.
suspicious.
Before we move on, Paige said the present 14th Dalai Lama has suggested different possibilities to identify the next 15th Dalai Lama, but has not publicly specified the ritual qualifications and alleged mythical signs upon the method of rebirth would occur. Number 1.
See, that's a problem, dude.
Better sources needed. I don't know. Maybe that's just the selection process is
I agree.
remaining. Yeah. Okay.
The selection process remains controversial, but as the atheist Chinese government has declared ownership on the selection process using the golden urn for the next Dalai Lama. So, okay, I mean, I could see some worth in that. So basically, he can proclaim anyone he wants to be the next Dalai Lama, and everyone kind of has to trust him on it. There's some power there.
What if he just tomorrow he's like, look, I've spent 87 years finding the 15th Dalai Lama, and it's been Barack Obama this whole time. And then they have to like make Barack Obama the Dalai Lama. How crazy would that be?
Throw, isn't he supposed to be a child? What if he said it was Trump, dude? Imagine the...
Oh,
Dude, can we make shirts that say Barack Obama? Can we jump on it now, dude?
I like that, dude. Barack
Hold on.
Obama,
Here's
dude.
Eli's
something
pissed
just
'cause he
really
just
quick
bought the
before we
trademark.
move on. Paige said that as the atheist Chinese government has declared ownership on the selection process using the golden urn. So there's your CIA infiltration right there.
No.
If
The
golden
CIA
urn,
is
dude.
to China, dude.
The golden
If
urn.
it's like Indiana Jones. If the CIA gets their hands on the golden urn, they control the Dalai Lamas for the end of time, till the end of time. dude.
Yeah.
Dang, I still don't buy it. But
Wait a
it's
minute.
interesting.
Was Short Round the Dalai Lama?
No, no.
He's all, come here, doctor. Get it.
Maybe that's what the new indie
No
movie
accents.
should have been based on.
Dude.
The urn, dude.
I've
the
heard it's
golden urn.
doing-
Dude,
Yeah.
that would have made a lot of sense. And then like the enemy is the CIA.
It could, yeah, it could be about global power. It could be about like,
The
the
true
oligarchy
Nazis.
in charge of the world, the Illuminati. That would be a sweet indie movie.
Dude, stop making better indie movies because it just makes
I
me more
know.
depressed about the one we're about to get.
I know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Instead, they're like, we'll CGI him to make him look young, and then we will replace him with a female. All right, now make a story based off that. It's like, okay.
Diener Dane said,
You're talking about King of the Hill, dude. I
Oh,
love that
yeah,
show
yeah.
so much.
Was that an actual King of the Hill episode?
He said so, yeah.
Okay.
They thought that Bobby
believe
was
that.
the reincarnated Dalai Lama. That's so funny.
If Obama was the new one, then he would go from being like the biggest figure to the West to the biggest figure of the East.
He would take over the world.
Then
There'd
he
be
would,
unchecked power, dude.
yeah, there would be like both Infinity Stones, and then he would be the strongest being in the universe. All right, let's move on to the third one.
They're all, Obama, what did it cost? And he just goes, everything.
He's all nothing. I won.
Now
Now
suck
suck
my
tongues.
All right, here we go. You guys ready? The third and
yeah.
final story.
Here we go.
Canada developed military-grade GAYDAR.
Ooh.
It's for Pride Month.
It's Pride Month themed.
Dave, you want to round
Am I?
robin? Close
Okay,
this out, dude?
I thought Vince was gonna do it, and then you went for a drink.
I can totally read it if you want me to.
Do you want to, or do you want?
Let's
me
do
to?
it. Yeah.
All right.
All right. I think it's this one. In the realm of government secrets and clandestine, thank you, operations, a controversial conspiracy theory emerges, alleging that the Canadian government has developed a covert technology known as war-grade GAYDAR. According to the unsettling claim, hidden deep within classified facilities, Canadian scientists have purportedly engineered a sophisticated system. Thank you. Sophisticated
get it on
system
his own.
capable.
Oh, sorry.
Let me
I'll-
do it.
sorry.
Let me sound it out. Capable of identifying and tracking individuals based on their sexual orientation. Conspiracy theorists argue that in the invention of war-grade GAYDAR was part of a secretive government agenda to control and manipulate marginalized communities. The theory suggests that this technology was intended to monitor and discriminate against LGBTQ plus individuals, infringing upon their privacy and basic human rights. Well, help me with that one.
Vehemently?
Well, vehemently denying the Canadian government and met with skepticism by many. Proponents of the theory continue to raise questions about the potential misuse of advanced surveillance technology in pursuit of a social control.
Wow. What is? I feel like I have to know more about this. Like, what did it do? Like, how does it function? Because I could kind of see it being a real thing if it was like some pseudo thing that they could like use psychologically to sort of see like what sexual orientation you are. Because I could see a military like wanting to know.
Yeah.
But like how did it go about doing this? And then I could see how it could turn into this, like where it was sort of like started out that way, and then once word got out of it, like it like blew up and people thought there was like way more sinister things behind it, and then they're like, oh, never mind, like something like that. I could kind of see like being truthful.
How number one, the thing that makes me, this is interesting, right? Because now I'm flipping on the Dalai Lama. Now I'm going, the Dalai Lama does make more sense. But
Yeah.
the thing that I don't buy is that it's specifically Canadian. Like Canada's been gay friendly for a long time. So why would they have a vested interest in like, and plus Canada, when was the last war Canada was in where they would need to develop military grade GAYDAR? And how would you even do that? Like, how would you create a radar system that detected? Like, I mean, yeah.
But they also have an income of a lot of money.
They
You
also
gotta
work a
find-
lot
That's
with the
true.
U.S.
You got to find ways to use that military taxation money that you're getting, or else they're not going to get it next year. So
The
I don't know.
blatant-
There's some weird things, dude.
with a blatantly like non-scientific sonar system.
Well,
that
that's what I'm
detects
saying. I
sexual
don't know what
orientation.
this is. Like is it's like is it like some kind of psychological test, or is it a guy just walking around with like a
Geiger
vacuum,
counter?
like, meh, meh,
He's all, that
meh,
guy's
like,
gay.
going in people's
That guy's
faces,
gay.
dude. I don't know.
And why is it military grade? Like,
all
is there
gay,
another
gay.
grade? Like, is it
Military
just-
grade.
Would
yeah.
it just be GAYDAR?
Is there just a common household version? that
Just
you
a
can
dude
buy
going
for
beep,
us?
beep, 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 beep.
So
It's
I'm
like, what
wondering
are-
about my husband. Wanna?
Dane in the chat, Dane or Dane, this is 100% facts. And then he gave a little cute little thing.
And then he has a rainbow heart.
So this is yet another one where the AI, whenever I condensed everything, kind of kept some stuff out. So just like the Dalai Lama, and then I think even I said something for the first one. It is... We got to, like, it's not like a current day thing. It's something that, like, historically may have happened in the past.
I would have to know what year, like how far into the past, because like I said, like Canada's different in terms of how they view like sexual orientation stuff than
they've been woke
a lot
for a
of
while.
Western countries.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. Can you give us a year for this, Vince? I could see it like I want to say 60s for some reason, somewhere in there. Like I would maybe be more inclined to believe it.
The PM's just it's 1960, and the PM's like, look, we need to get ahead of the gays. Military.
There's more of them now. We need to make sure we can control.
60s.
It always happens in the 60s.
It was?
dude.
60s
Okay,
were a wild time, dude.
I was right, dude.
Or was it in the 60s?
Okay.
60s is a little bit more believable, but again, I don't understand what function it would serve the military. I mean, you know what it could have, it could have been like a J. Edgar Hoover thing, where J. Edgar Hoover just surveilled people for years. Like the Kennedys, he surveilled from like 1940 all the way to the 1960s, and then presented that evidence to JFK. My sister just
That's
told
what I'm
me that.
saying, and it might have not even have been like we don't even know if it was public. It could have easily been like under wraps. They didn't tell anybody about it, but then someone found out about it.
Well, again, these are all conspiracy theories. So these
But
are
again,
all
like if
thoughts
somebody was like,
that were
"Look, the
proven
PM's
correct.
gay," I know because military grade gaydar told me so, and like people be like, "Oh, okay, what's that? What's gaydar?"
He's
I
all,
don't know.
"Shit."
I still don't buy it. I don't believe.
I
this
could see
one.
that happening behind closed doors.
I'm gonna change my Dalai Lama 2 to 1, and I'm gonna so 1 and 1. The first one's 1, second one 1. This one for me is gonna be a 2. I don't buy it. If it was anywhere else but Canada, maybe. But
I can see the Canadian gaydar like being like kind of nice about it. So, sorry you're gay.
Sorry, I have to check you
Yeah.
real quick.
Sorry,
I
you're
hope it's
clean.
I hope it was like a vacuum cleaner, and they had to like
No, wait, what?
like they had to just like go up to everybody with it beeping and just like put it all over their bodies or something.
That's how it- that's
I
how
hope
it-
it was like the weirdest process possible.
that was the gaydar. It was like if you enjoyed that process, they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, he's gay. Let's move on." Next
Well, this is a
house.
male vacuum cleaner, and he got hard from that suck, so it's definitely gay.
I can now sell this as military grade.
We got dirt on him for years. Let's go.
All right.
Oh man.
Oh, it's literal dirt. Like they're cleaning up dirt. They're all we got dirt on this guy.
But he's
Alright,
also
Dean-
gay.
But he's confirmed gay. Dane or Dane, how you come down on this one?
Yeah, Dane, what's your number one?
Peachtree can't vote.
No.
Unfortunately.
Peachtree's making the Barack Obama as Dalai Lama shirts, and I want to wear one.
I would wear that.
It says we have 4 people in the chat. I know I'm there, Paige and Dane. There should be one more. Shit.
It's me.
Dane, get Kim on here and have her vote, dude.
Look, this is the kind of show that does gangbusters after we stop.
Dude, I'll
recording.
start calling. Yeah, I'm gonna start calling people in my contacts.
We're
dude.
we're growers. We're not showers. Okay.
Careful, Dave. The gaydar might be going off here pretty soon.
That was my gaydar. I used it to see how you reacted.
whatever, and I'm just like, whatever, dude.
That proves it.
I kind of questioned this graphic, but now that I've looked at it a little bit
you were
longer,
trying too hard to not be gay. That means you might be gay.
I'm playing this off, man. Whatever goes, goes.
Well, it's going wild.
Oh my god, we've not seen the readings are his metachlorian readings are off the chart.
he's the Dalai Lama of gays.
I asked him to suck his tongue, and he said, "Okay."
Grab the rainbow urn.
All right. Yeah, this is a tough one. I guess we got to make a choice here.
Paige said, I don't want to know the next conspiracies so I can vote. Okay, so the next show, if we do another one.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do another. We're gonna have to do a follow up, I think.
Eli, it sounds
Yeah.
like you're saying the third one is false.
See, this is tough because Vince, number one, you did a great job with these because I initially looked for a pattern of like the most egregious one is not going to be the one because that's always the dummy of any of these type of like, when you're trying to eliminate, what is it called? What the thing Sherlock Holmes does? Reasoning, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Deductive reasoning.
Like the process of elimination. You always I always go, you're trying to fool me with that. But
Those are test taking skills.
All of three, yeah, exactly. Which
Those
I'm
are the
not
only skills millennials have because of the school system.
But like all three of these kind of play into that. Even the first one, I'd be like, I don't know about that. I think that one's the most plausible to me. The second one, the Dalai Lama one's just so out there. It's like, to me, that's in the same vein as like Elvis killed JFK kind of conspiracy. It's a little bit out there. And then the Canada one, I just don't buy because I think that is going to be my number one that I don't buy. That are we picking one, Vince? That we just absolutely
pick,
unequivocally don't believe?
I can't pick. So
what?
I said you guys pick. I can't pick.
No, I'm asking. Are we picking?
Yeah,
which
yeah.
one is
I would
the
like
lie?
to know. I would like to know if I do.
This is going to be the Canada developed military grade GAYDAR is going to be my pick. I don't see that happening.
Dave, what you think?
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna stick with the Dalai Lama one.
Dalai Lama.
Split the difference. I like it.
All right, and then we had our votes. Dane was Dalai Lama, or was it the first one? Let me see.
He said
Dalai Lama. Dane, double down on there.
He had said Dalai Lama before, I think.
Please place your votes. We have 5 people in the chat. I imagine Dane made Kim come. So we'll give it another minute. I don't know if we can do it now, but I know later on in Twitch when you actually have people watching, you can do like polls and stuff. So tell a friend, come on in here, and we'll do some more of these, and then we'll do a group poll, and we'll try to figure out.
Dude, this is probably something I should talk about after, but I think next show, if we do something like this, I'm just gonna film like a quick short and release it on the YouTube feed, as an advert, because I think this is the type of thing that like is interactive and fun, and I think this would like a hearty chat. Even though Dane and Peachtree are the greatest, I think a hearty chat would add a lot to this.
I think so too, and I think personally, of course, I kind of enjoyed this one.
No, you did a good job, dude. All right, Dave.
Yeah.
We need Dave's input on this one. Oh, we already did. The Dalai Lama.
Yeah, I was thinking Dalai.
So you think Dalai Lama is...
I'm not going to be swayed by GAYDAR. I'm going to stick with Dalai Lama, dude.
So
GAYDAR
final
sways
answer?
me every time.
Dalai Lama is the fake one, Dave?
Yeah.
All right. Should we go... How do we want to do this? Do we want to go each one? Do we want to do... Let's do one real one.
Sure. Okay. Let's do.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
One real one. All right. I gave so much time for Kim to come in here. She didn't, so now she's dead to me. All right, here we go. The first real one. Are you ready? Wait, does Dave... Oh, yeah, okay. Here we go.
I'm so ready.
Oh, I'm stressed out.
Oh, that's a real one?
Oh my
Canada
God.
tried to develop
Nice.
GAYDAR. The Canadian government was so paranoid about homosexuality that it developed GAYDAR machines. The truth, it really happened in the 1960s. The government hired a university
call it,
professor,
dude.
to develop a way to detect homosexuality via vacuum. No,
That's shocking
The
to me.
vacuum's not part of
Dude,
it.
never underestimate the ridiculous shit of the military.
In the
militaries, dude.
in the federal employees, he came up with a machine that measured pupil dilation in response to same-sex erotic imagery. The Canadian
it's based on
government,
dilation?
yeah,
Pupil dilation.
the Canadian
So
government
this is like
used,
Clockwork Orange type stuff. we're
Yeah,
talking about.
dude.
Damn.
They measured how like stiff the dicks got. They're all, huh?
Like, I would love to see that chart, dude.
They're all, we're going to show you.
Dude, they fired
we're
400 men.
We're going to show you footage of Obama on Air Force One and see how you react.
It's Obama's wife. They're like, huh?
They're specifically looking for how much beads of sweat collect on your upper lip while you watch it.
Dude.
I don't know, He's a hoser.
So it said that the Canadian government fired 400 men from civil service, the military, and the Mounties. And then I cut off the rest. It says the American government did 10 somewhat close to different studies based off of this, and it was clickbait, so I canceled that out. But Canadian GAYDAR is real.
Why isn't Canada shamed more for this?
Dude, I'm
They always get
first
the rap
one.
of being like, we're the nice country, eh? But like, dude, they're sitting over here doing gaydar, something that is so ridiculous and nobody talks about it.
American government probably invented it, and like they were like, let us have, and they're like, we like let them use it, and then they got caught, and then we were like, oh, I don't know, it's a Canadian thing.
They're like,
Or
you
the
fucked up
US
the
government
gaydar
funded
thing.
it in Canada because they didn't want to do it, because then they
Yeah,
can be like,
there
oh,
you
hands
go.
off, we didn't do it.
Oh, we would never do that, you guys.
Dude, I can't wait to battle a Canadian in a bar that's trying to be all righteous, saying that America's shitty. Well, you guys fucking developed gaydar in the 1960s. Argument one.
Save that one
saving
for
it,
like
dude.
your linchpin at the
That's
end.
that's
of,
a
like, how
back
to close
pocket.
it. Maybe don't start with that one.
I'll have
'Cause that's the closer, dude.
Roll
the
plus
image ready.
gaydar. That's so funny, dude.
All right, so
Eli,
Eli,
you're out, dude.
you lost,
I'm
dude.
so out, dude. I deserve to be out. That you got me, Vince.
That's
Great
so
job.
wild, man.
Great job, dude. I believe me, I was excited. Well, not excited that.
Well, I bet you were there.
I saw
Looks
your
like-
pupils dilate there.
Looks like Vince is getting expelled from his Canadian civil servant job.
All right, so I don't know where we go from here. How are we gonna? I guess we have to do.
I think you need to do the next real one, and
next
that'll
real
reveal
one.
that'll reveal the lie, and then we can talk more about that. Which I think we all know what the lie is going to be.
Okay, how about now? Which one do you think is the lie, Eli?
Oh, Vince is doubling
Ooh.
down, dude.
Look how red
gonna-
I'm
I'm
getting.
gonna-
I'm so excited.
Look. I want to go against the grain and be like, oh, I'm the odd man out. I'll choose the first one, but I got to go with Dalai Lama. I'll go with the status quo on this one.
Dali Lama.
Oh,
His impressive salary. The truth. Perhaps the reason the Dalai Lama is smiling in all these photos has something to do with the six-figure salary he pulled down from the U.S. government during the 1960s. According to the
Dang.
declassified intelligence document, he earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA funding of the Tibetan resistance to the tune of $1.7 million per year. The idea was to disrupt and hamper Chinese infrastructure.
Whoa, so we were kind of right, dude.
Oh. We were right when we talked about
Yeah.
Chinese government, dude.
Which I was trying
That's the
so
only
hard
thing we were
not
right
to
about.
throw. Yeah,
What?
Whoa. So he's he's a
Whoa.
sham then, dude.
he's a sham, dude.
You take
Yeah, 100%.
you take money from intelligence, you're instantly a grifter, dude.
Dude, I thought the tongue was the worst part.
Holy shit.
The tongue makes so much more sense now. I bet the llama was on Epstein Island at some
The
point.
tongue was the least of our worries.
Dude.
Truly.
And the final lie.
Dude.
You snuck it in there first, dude.
I'm so proud, dude.
just
You have
wanna-
no idea how stressed I was to try.
I wanna
come up
take a
with the
moment.
perfect-
What?
And I really want to commend Vince. This was great. The way
This
you
was
built
awesome,
this
man.
out, dude, was like a real game. And I love the challenge of this. I'm gonna come in next time we do this. I'm gonna come in so much more prepared for critical thinking than I did for this one, because you really blew holes in the way that I'm I'm going through this, dude. Like this is well done.
Dude, you got Dane or Dane too.
Yeah, dude. I got everyone. I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want to know the next conspiracy.
That's
Wait.
true, Dane.
Yeah,
That's
Dane or
true.
Dane says you guys are in the new age version of the old show, Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
Paige
dude.
said he was a young llama.
He was, dude.
That's funny.
Dude, llamas also have long
was,
tongues. I'm seeing a connection here.
Dude.
Yeah. So that begs the question: has every Dalai Lama throughout all of time been corrupt?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
like
think
that
it proves that
can
they are
influence.
corruptible.
I
Aren't they
think
the people that are like, isn't Buddhism the belief of like material things, man? Like, get rid of them. They don't.
That's what I was about to say. Is I feel like his actions
Yeah.
negate his.
But not the yellow hats. Maybe the yellow hats are like, yeah, we're cool. Like, yeah, we
Yellow
like
hats are
Rolexes.
like,
bribery?
Yeah, let it roll, baby.
It's like
That's what
the
the
yellow
yellow
hats
hats
are like, yeah, sure. Like, we can have peace and tranquility, but also on a yacht, paid for by the CIA.
I guess so, dude. Second most.
Yeah, dude. I thought these were crazy. So it was really hard to come up with a conspiracy theory that was like a standalone, something that could be believable. I will say that I wish I had. I meant to pull up the article.
Dude,
but I
not only
forgot
was
to.
the lie believable, it was. I gave you reasons why it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of those things that you outlined are things that I would truly believe.
Yeah.
Like the intelligence is capable of.
That's what I was kind of basing it off. I based it off
Maybe
of,
we.
there's this back in the Plymouth days. Sorry, Dave. I think it was Salem, or it was some colony that completely disappeared. Do you guys know about the story? I wish I had the information on me.
Yeah, was it Roanoke?
It may have been Roanoke Island, yeah, where people showed up and everyone was gone, and they never saw them again.
Plagues, dude.
Dude, I think maybe a very
But you would
bad
see bodies though
hurricane.
with plagues.
Well, it's an
What
island.
if they were just gone?
So if the
What if
ocean,
a native tribe just wiped them out and
Dude.
took all their bodies and burned them, or buried them?
Yeah,
Let's
I don't
save
know.
this one.
Maybe,
Bring in
dude.
Roanoke,
Maybe.
dude. Bring this one in because this would be a good one to break down,
Yeah.
dude.
I can look it up, but
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, so that was our game.
So number one, I learned that everything happened in the '60s. Like,
Dude,
half
60s were a
conspiracy
wild time.
theories
Truly.
all happened. Half of shady shit happened in the '60s.
I mean, that was the era where you could be like that was kind of the cross section of like two different civilizations, even within this country. You know, it was.
Yeah, maybe we didn't push you enough, Vince, because I did have some questions like, well, what are these people saying? Like,
I was gonna stonewall you though, because I figured if I gave any information, because I gave information about the one I made up, and I was like, oh fuck, in my mind. That's why I did the AI stories to kind of have like a loose basis.
yeah,
Yeah, but I'm excited it worked out, dude. I was so nervous that you guys are gonna be like, fucking obviously the first one.
Dude, that was great, man. That was a great job, Vince. Again,
Yeah. And then
Snaps.
we're at an hour, but depending on if you guys had something else to say, I wanted to kind of close up the show with a real fun conspiracy theory that I found, and kind of freaks me out, kind of funny, kind of
let's do it. Let's do it.
not believable,
Yeah.
but still kind of believable. Who knows?
Let's do it.
Have you guys heard of? I already kind of mentioned it earlier. The Blue Beam Project.
Oh, beam, like
Beam.
a beam of light.
Blue
That's what I was wondering,
Beam.
yeah. no, you
No.
gotta hit us with it.
Here we go, dude. Let me get rid of these real fast.
Did it involve GAYDAR?
It has nothing to do with GAYDAR, dude. All right, so the Blue Beam Project. Oh, that's us. Right here. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Let me reduce the size of that a little bit.
You're
All right, here we
covering
go.
up. I don't appreciate it.
The Blue
conspiracy.
Beam Project. In 1994, Serge Monast published Project Bluebeam, NASA, in which he detailed his claims that NASA, with the help of the United Nations, is attempting to implement a New Age religion with the anarchists at the head and start the New World Order via the technological simulation Second Coming of Christ. The project has 4 steps.
Is this something from the past or something modern?
This is something that conspiracy theories nowadays think is currently happening, with kind of like the UFO revelations that are coming through. Have you seen? I don't know. I love conspiracy theories. So the current thought is that since the government is releasing all this UFO information, it means that UFOs are fake and it's a government plan to try to coerce the population into following a certain kind of pattern. Let's move on to the steps, and then you can see what I mean. Step 1, break down all the archaeological knowledge and faking earthquakes at precise locations around the planet. Fake new discoveries will finally explain to all the people the error of all fundamental religion doctrines, specifically Christian and Muslim doctrines. Step 2. Again, I don't necessarily believe this, but I thought it's
You have
fun.
to put the Jews in there too. You got to put all
Yeah,
Abrahamic
exactly,
faiths.
dude. Step 2. Gigantic space show where a 3-dimensional holographic laser projection will be beamed all over the planet. The projections will take shapes of whatever deity is most prominent and will speak in all languages. At the end of the light show, all gods will merge into one god.
I feel like the internet instantly takes
dude.
that plan and breaks it in half.
Uh-huh. Delusions
Why
of
wouldn't
social...
people in Australia be like, "Hey, you guys seeing your deity?" And the people in India are like, "Yeah, we're seeing it too."
Yeah.
But maybe that's the point.
This one is just kind of a basis off of what this is. I've also, what I originally Googled for the blue beam thing wasn't this exact thing as much as it's literally a blue beam that people believe the government has that they can like use a space. I'm so conspiracy theory. They can use like a space satellite that is able to harness the power of a gigantic laser to shoot a blue beam down and actually hit people and or objects. And there's a video that happened, why I even got into this happened, I recently saw it like a month ago, and it's a video where it's not lightning or anything, but there's a giant blue laser beam can't say that word, that comes from the sky and completely wrecks a building and then disappears, and then that was it. And then I was like, what the fuck was that? And then I looked into all this blue beam stuff, and yeah, it's interesting.
So what's step 3?
Step 3. Telepathic electronic two-way communication. Sounds so crazy saying it out loud. Communication which involves making people think their God is speaking to them through telepathy. Projected into their head and each person individually using extreme low frequency sound waves. ELF in parentheses. Step 3 has
It's a
3
hard one to
parts.
pull off.
It is, dude, but don't worry. Step 4 has 3 parts to bring it all together, Dave. 4.1, making humanity think an alien invasion is about to occur at every major city.
These steps don't sound like steps. They sound like different parts of a different movement, like a different plan.
Well,
I think like they like compound on each other.
Just wait, dude. They're coming.
So step 5, the Dalai Lama sucks everyone's tongue for the CIA. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Where was I? 4.2, making Christians think the rapture is about to happen. 4.3, mixture of electronic and supernatural forces, allowing the supernatural forces to travel through the fiber optic coax power and telephone lines to penetrate all electronic equipment and appliances that will, by then, all have all special microchips installed. The goal of this deal with global satanic ghosts projected all around the world in order to push all populations to the edge of hysteria and madness, to draw them into a wave of suicide, murder, and...
Did you say satanic ghosts?
Like satanic ghosts project...
So demons.
Yeah, demons. Murder and permanent psychological disorders. After the night of 1,000 stars, worldwide populations will be ready for the new Messiah to reestablish order and peace at any cost, even at the cost of... Hold on, I lost it. Even at the cost of abdication of freedom. Then chaos will break out and people will finally be willing, perhaps even desperate, to accept the new world order. All people will be required to take an oath to Lucifer with the ritual to enter the new world order. Resistors will be categorized as follows. Number 1.
Why did this all of a sudden jump to Lucifer?
Dude, I have no idea. Because I think all conspiracies go back to lizard people and demons.
It sounds like what they're doing is they're taking revelations and they're interpreting and putting a modern spin on it. Doesn't sound like it also sounds like the 5 steps of somebody in psychosis, where the first one is like, okay, blue beam of light, and then it gets down to Luciferian ghosts that haunt everybody equally or whatever.
Well, it's kind of like Watchmen. The end of Watchmen, right? Is like,
dude,
exactly do that, and it's different in the book.
The giant octopus.
It's different in the movie where it's basically like they're like, aliens are here, and they're all like gonna take you over, and then it makes every nation stop fighting each other and then just look towards like a common enemies.
Exactly.
It's basically how they create world peace, by like lying to everybody. So it kind of reminds me of that.
Me too. That's what I was going
peace,
for.
It's like, well, I guess it is kind of peace, and it's ushering in a new world order of like people that are going to control.
It's a one
like
world
globalization, basically,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to end this on the most wild thing fucking possible, and I think this sums it up, dude.
I don't know where demons and Lucifer came into the picture, but
they need a second draft. I think this idea needs to like
They
some
need
solid.
Yeah, some solid
Also-
work they started, but
Also,
you know,
like you don't really need that many steps to get people to follow BS. Like just provide like a free lunch. You know.
yeah. And if all those things, those first three things happen, like everyone's gonna think the rapture is happening. That's not
Yeah.
gonna take too much.
Do you think it's going to reinforce Christians' beliefs more so than they actually think? Because they're thinking this is going to make them
That's true. Yeah.
like
No.
go
Like,
to Lucifer.
That they would abandon theirs and look toward like this new Messiah. I guess the
No,
The
they would,
idea
they
would
would think
be
it is the
to make-
Antichrist.
Yeah, they would think it was the Antichrist, 100%. But I guess maybe their idea is to be like, oh, everybody's like, what is it? Like, who everybody all worships, like every religion is actually the same one, and it's this guy, and now we're
Yeah.
all gonna follow him. But like that would never happen, right? Because it's like you said, like, yeah, I know Christians would immediately be like,
Well,
that's
the-
Satan, which apparently it
it's-
is.
it also is like to make Christians think the rapture is about to happen. It's like I don't like the Christians have been thinking like the rapture is going to happen since Jesus, left. Like so, that's
Yeah.
that's happening now. But I
Every
think,
couple months, there's a new
well,
one.
there's always like some doomsday preacher that comes out and everybody's got a narrative. But that's what I'm saying. Like this also sounds like the four horsemen of the apocalypse and the Antichrist. So it sounds like a somebody's taking the revelation because it's also oddly bent towards Christianity.
yeah,
Which is like
it's-
not
they
the dominant religion of the world. So it's like weird that you would start there. And it was also like something where it was like, oh, to focus on Muslims and Christians. It's like, well, Jews would be a part of that too,
Yeah, and I think what I read here is someone's specific interpretation of what it's going to be, and that person obviously is from Western culture because that's what they're kind of
Yeah.
highlighting. Because it doesn't say what the Dalai Lama is going to do in this situation, if he's taking the money or if he's going to be blindsided too.
It's all the
think
Dalai
that this-
Lama will suck the blue bean.
I think that this would have the opposite effect for most people. I think that this would make Christians like double down on like rebellion against it.
Yeah,
because
it would
like
make
you
Christians
said,
go to
they
war.
would be like, oh, this is it. Like,
Yeah,
It
I don't
would be
know.
like that scene in Home Alone where Kevin McAllister grabs his BB gun and he goes, "This is it. Don't get scared now."
yeah,
So
that's awesome though, man. That's wild. I enjoyed that.
I thought it was funny.
yeah, dude, great show.
Yeah, I wish I could have brought. I wish I came a little more prepared with the video of the blue beam thing. The image for this week is based off of the blue beam thing. The blue beam is taking me up,
Nice.
so I'm the chosen one. You guys are
we're
left
left
to
out
fight each
again.
other. Yeah,
We're gonna be left back with all the fighting Christians, dude.
Is it a blue beam because it's trying to insinuate that it's like aliens just beaming things up? Like, is that?
I think
sort of
so.
the idea?
yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, on that depressing note, we'll see. Maybe we won't see you guys next week.
Yeah,
maybe the
maybe,
blue beam
dude.
will get us.
I had one quick question. So a lot of conspiracies are based on, people that are dead that people actually think are alive. So I was just gonna ask you guys if you could bring one person on this list that is actually alive, who would it be? Jim
Say that
Morrison.
again? Oh, sorry.
If you could bring one of these people that's supposedly dead that you found out that was actually not dead, who would it be? Jim Morrison, Elvis Presley, John Lennon, Andy Kaufman, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, Michael Jackson, or John F. Kennedy Jr.?
Can I take this one first?
You can, but before you do, Michael Jackson's not dead, Dave. All right, go for it.
So I'm gonna go. You guys could probably. I'm gonna say Andy Kaufman because all those other people are inconsequential. Like they've already given the world what their purpose was, right? We have, hundreds of Elvis albums. We've got like 6 Michael
We
Jackson
definitely
albums.
don't need Elvis coming back.
We don't need Elvis. We don't need Michael Jackson coming back. We definitely don't need Jim Morrison. We got all the Jim Morrison we need. I'm gonna say Andy Kaufman because if Andy Kaufman came back, it would be the biggest, the best, greatest ruse of all time. That just he would have defied like every era to get to this place.
The
and
ultimate prank that he pulled off.
dude, every couple months there's like a new Andy Kaufman thing. We should get into Andy Kaufman conspiracy theories because that would be they are vast. Like a few months ago, there was a woman that came out and claimed that she was Andy Kaufman's daughter and that he wasn't dead. And like Yeah, it's great. It's so many things. And
Oh.
if there was anybody that was going to do it, it would have been that guy because every single thing about that guy's comedy was absolutely performance art. So if anybody was going to do it, it's going to be him.
My vote was Andy Kaufman just because he would be the most fun. Like, I don't give a fuck about old fat Elvis dude. Have you guys seen the conspiracy theories that people actually think Michael Jackson's alive?
Yeah.
Dude.
But there's no way.
Dude, there's like recordings and stuff of him like being a prankster, and then I guess the day that he died, there's some interview, I gotta find it, there's some interview where some label executive comes on and talks, and he has the same mannerisms as Michael, and like the way that he's talking, and it looks like a guy that's wearing like prosthetics. It's pretty wild, dude. It's enough
That's
to
awesome. We
get
should look at that, too.
dude. And then did you ever see the show Atlanta?
I don't know if Michael Jackson has the follow through for that.
I don't know. I don't think he does
to do
it.
that
But
for years
his
and
life was
years.
pretty wild, and he had enough money, and all the sexual allegations were coming out. Like, it's kind of like the easy way out of it.
Yeah, I see that.
But Eli, real fast, you saw Atlanta. What's the name of the producer guy that they go and meet at the house, and he's creepy as fuck?
I don't remember, but it's Donald Glover, right?
It's Donald Glover, yeah.
In the prosthetics.
That character went to the Emmys, I think.
Yeah.
Or Grammys, and people freaked the fuck out because they thought it was Michael Jackson, and I thought
Well,
it
they
was
didn't
funny.
call the genius part of that is they didn't call attention to it. It was just in the background of shots.
Yeah, it
And
was
people
so
were like,
good.
What
dude.
the heck is this?
Yeah, it was so good.
What about you, Dave? What did you pick?
I really liked your Andy Kaufman position, but I guess to be different, I'll say John F. Kennedy because I feel like that would just like change everything. Like
True.
that would just flip politics again, even just on his head, and everyone would just like freak out and not know like re-question all their beliefs. It'd be crazy.
It would single-handedly stop Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, maybe, dude. And maybe
the
I
only
just
way that
wonder what it would do because just politics in general was so different back then, and then like the worldviews are just so different now that like I wonder what would happen with like the two-party system, because I feel like if he came back, he would like completely disrupt that, which would be interesting to see.
Does anyone
was kind
have
of
a
middle of the
Canadian
road
gaydar?
guy, too? So yeah, that's
That's the
interesting.
weird thing, yeah, is because I feel like modern day people like on both sides, they would like, they're still drawn to really drawn to certain things that he also believes. So maybe he would just unite humanity. I don't know.
Can I tell you something that's super weird? Since I've got here to Idaho, my sister and I have been talking about JFK conspiracy theories because she just read all these books on it. So it's super weird that you bring that up and like, and it's so because of like all the RFK stuff that's going on. He was just on Rogan and like there's like all of this stuff going on with
All
that.
the
But man,
Twitter stuff.
that's
dude?
maybe that's a conspiracy in and of itself. Maybe JFK is really still alive.
Maybe he came back as RFK and
Dude.
he's speaking through him. I don't know.
Have
Maybe
you guys?
they took back all of his they patched together the pieces of his skull that were all over that Cadillac and just patched them right up, dude. And he kept going.
Maybe, dude.
Damn, dude.
Hey, thanks, Vince. This is a lot of fun, man. We're gonna have to definitely bring this back.
Yeah, thanks for playing,
man.
guys. It was fun.
All right, guys. We'll see you back here next week. We'll have something fun. We'll have something fun in order, and we know Dane and Peachtree will be here. Kimster Kiss, hey Kimster Kiss, thanks for coming in and adding your first time chat.
Yeah.
got a lot out of this.
Yeah, I also
Join us
wanted.
next time. Yeah.
I wanted to add, so since we do the live stream and we have the community kind of talking, if anyone's watching this and it's like a pre-recorded thing, like on YouTube or on Twitch or something, and you have an idea for what you guys would want us to kind of throw out for either conspiracy theory or just anything else fun, would you guys be down if they commented it on the video? Or
For sure, and I'll even go further than that. If you see something in this video that you specifically want to speak to, or ideas for sure, but like anything you want to speak to, maybe you have an insight into a conspiracy theory or angle we're not seeing, leave it in the chat and we'll address it in the next show, and that'll be a great way to kind of get into it. So yeah, anything you want to add it.
Guaranteed, whatever you say there, no matter how crazy it is, we will address it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. The more crazier, the more addressing it'll get. So
Vince especially will enjoy it.
I will.
cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks everyone in the chat, and we'll see you back here next week. Go follow, like, and subscribe. Go listen to Dave and I's sketch comedy podcast. We want you to go listen to that.
Yeah, we worked really hard on it. There's 12 sketches in there that we worked really hard on, and we're starting to work on second album. So yeah, it'd be awesome to get some feedback on that.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Skipping through the end times.